Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We got a special one coming at y'all today. We got Hip Hop in the Learning presents the Real Young Prodigys jumping off the porch with us today. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
Hey, come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, we in the building.
How y'all?
Yes, we are.
How y'all feeling today?
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, come on now. This the best vibe I done got on the porch so far. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all. We got the Real Young Prodigys jumping off the porch with us today.
Yes.
Coming straight from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And how's Atlanta been treating y'all so far?
Good. Beautiful city.
That's what's up.
Beautiful city.
That's what's up.
We are happy to be here. We've just had our mind blown about what the future of HHN2L will be, and we're just excited to be here in Atlanta. We are, yes.
No,
yes.
most definitely. And your guys' organization is very, it's a vital organization for development in the city of Louisville. Can you speak on how you came up with Hip Hop into Learning?
Yes, it was actually birthed out of my classroom in Louisville, Kentucky, in the California neighborhood at Phyllis Wheatley Elementary School. What happened was the fact that as a school teacher, I just used a lot of hip hop to engage students. And one day in class, as I was teaching, I had written Tupac's Dear Mama, and I was teaching my hardest. But students were reading what was on the chart paper, which was Dear Mama. And I said, well, you know what, this is something right here. And so from there, I would ask my husband, T, to book studio time for my students, because after they would read, I was like, well, they're gonna make a song after, whatever they learned. And so I was like, T, I need some studio time. And he was like,
for what?
Yeah, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I got some kids that are getting ready to write a song about what they read. And so it really developed just out of a love of hip hop and out of a love for these babies and for education. So that's really how it started, yes.
Wow. And hip hop is such a vital, what can I say, genre of music. Is so important for our culture and our upbringing, because it's truly, like hip hop, rap music is the expression of our culture, of our neighborhoods where we come from. How did you know, though, that, even when you were starting with your lesson plans and getting that started, how did you know that hip hop would resonate so well with your students?
Well, I go back to a common saying my granny used to tell me. She used to say, well, Nene, if you can do math, if you can shake your butt to this music, you can do math.
Yeah.
And she really wasn't off, because what is math? A series of patterns, a series of beats, and that's what your mind goes to. So as an educator, I knew that these kids right here, they didn't come into the classroom at a deficit, where many teachers, many districts look at kids as, well, they have this deficit. They're not reading, they're not doing this or the other. I saw what they already came into the classroom with. I knew that they could estimate because they knew how to make noodles. I saw that they could write because many of them would freestyle in my classroom. So in order to freestyle, your mind is already working at a faster rate than they're reading. So how do we encompass everything that they already bring into the classroom to show what they have? And that's why we use the lingo of N2, because it's the known knowledge that they already bring to a situation that we're using to affect change and to give them an opportunity to use their voice.
Yeah, and that's in the same vein of me growing up. I remember my moms used to say, if you could learn these math problems like you writing down and learning these rap songs, then you be a straight A student.
Yes, yes. And that's really what it all stemmed from. Just, them, what they already know. They come in, they know what to when they're listening to music, right? They know the lyrics, they know the words. How can we take what they already know and just channel it into something that they can use, not only to learn, but also to use their voice as well. So that's really where it came from.
No, absolutely. And I love your guys' motto, lyrics to action. Can you speak to that more?
Yes, well, the lyrics is right here. T is the lyrics, and I'm the action part. So basically what it is just that whatever song it is that they write, or whatever it is that they're doing, there has to be an action to it. And so these wonderful individuals sitting here right now, these beautiful brown and caramel students, they have utilized their songs to make change in their community. And it doesn't always have to be such a big lift. You know, they've been vital in helping to pass the Crown Act. You know, they've been vital in talking about issues when it comes to transportation. They've been vital in just talking about using their voice to talk about anything that they want to. If they want to talk about how it's not being in and out the loop, you know, what does it mean to be in and out the loop? It's just them using what they create and having an action to it. And really, that's who we are. We're lyrics to action, and that's what we do.
Word.
And they're writing their own lyrics, so I'm not writing the lyrics. I'm just their writing coach. That's it.
Yeah.
But they writing the bars, though, yeah.
Okay.
They're writing the bars.
And so, and T, can you speak on, you know, when Nyree first, you know, came to you with this concept and the idea, telling you, okay, we need studio time. I got these students that, you know, really want to, you know, put lyrics together, put their songs together to express how they feel, you know, within the community. What was your first reaction to that?
My first reaction, honestly, I thought it was corny and whack. I'm not gonna lie. But then I started seeing what she was doing with the education portion, and one pivotal thing is that her principal actually told her to take down the pictures, because she had Kanye West, she had Jay-Z, she had the City Girls at the time. She had them on a poster outside of a classroom, and her principal told her to take it down. And so once he told her to take it down, she just moved it inside her classroom, and then she started teaching hip-hop based education. And through that, what she's not telling you, through that, reading scores went up. And so as a result of that, she won Kentucky Elementary Teacher of the Year. So once she won that award, I was like, okay, we got something here. There's something going on. So she asked for studio time, and it just kept evolving. She started asking for a videographer, and then we filmed a video from Muhammad Ali. And so it just kept evolving and kept getting bigger and bigger to where I honestly saw the vision. I was like, oh, she's using hip hop as an educational tool because hip hop is their language. And I was like, that's genius. And then she evolved it even more by taking the art that we were creating, the things they cared about, the subjects they were speaking about, and then she attached it to policy. And once she attached it to policy and we really started changing the game, I feel, I was like, this is something that I've never seen done with hip hop. It's rare, where you're actually taking student voice, right? Things they care about, taking it to the community, taking it further, and you attaching it to policy and actually creating an ordinance for it, which was the Crown Act. And I know we'll get into that later. So I was just amazed at how it evolved. But at first I was like, what is she doing? But that's the genius that she saw in her vision. That's what vision is, right? Sometimes the visionary sees it before anybody else sees it. So, but I'm just blessed that I was able to be a part of it. And again, happy wife, happy life, right? That too, that part too.
No, I could dig it. And for some of the students, for some of the members actually of the Real Young Prodigys, how did you guys feel, you know, when seeing that, you know, hip hop was being brought into how you guys were learning, and that you actually had a teacher that even cared about the culture in that way to want to, you know, help you guys learn in a different way, a non-traditional way?
So I'm gonna just say I started in her classroom, when I was in the 3rd grade. I graduated now, so it's like kids is not gonna want to listen to adults talk about all the politics and things that's going on in the world. So it's like, why don't we? It's like it's great how she used it, because it's like you use who they're gonna listen to, which is us, kids around their age. They like to listen to music, they like to dance. So why not do it in a way that they'll actually listen? I mean, they listen to all different type of songs and songs that's not really relevant, I would say. But for us to be able to find a situation that's going on in the world or going on in our communities and turn it into a song and then kids listening to it and dancing to it, I feel like that's a wonderful thing to do. I feel like it's better and it shows more effort of us putting in to our community and us helping with others to try to, push it off or something. No,
Right.
We're going to fix this now.
Absolutely. Because when you're the people going through some of these things,
Right.
when you're growing up and you're experiencing life and you want your voice to be heard, but a lot of times, being of the young generation, adults are more talking at you and not talking to you.
And that's exactly the problem. As a kid, you don't want, and I'm saying this for all the kids. As a kid, you don't want an adult constantly yelling at you with just information, but like doing it in our way that we like to learn or we like to hear. I feel like it was the most smartest way to do it. And for her to start in her classroom, that is a big step. A lot of teachers wouldn't do that. But for her to step out of her comfort zone, not even really her comfort zone, because she probably grew up with me. But for her to even just bring it to the classroom, to give an opportunity for all the kids, because like I said, I started in her classroom, and at different times she would have like DJ equipment in there for students can try everything else they want to do and not just writing in the books, copying stuff down, and no, we're doing it in the way that we like and to songs that we like.
Right. And for any of the members up top, can you guys express just
Love it.
being involved in this movement and how it has impacted you guys, like through school and like in the community, things like that?
So I've been in this program since I was in 4th grade, and truth be told, my attention span is short. Like, you'll have my attention for 0.5 seconds, then I'm off looking at something else. So, but I always like music. I always like listening to it, and anytime a music video or a song is on, I'm paying attention throughout the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And when Miss Nyree brought to my attention that, we could use music to help me learn, because I used to struggle in school, if I'm being honest. But when she brought music to my attention, I started using it in my everyday life in school. Mm-hmm. So even when she wasn't with me, I started using music to help me learn. And when I used to read books, I used to try to rhyme words in the book to help me read it more and keep me longer interested in it. And honestly, it helped me. My grades was going up. I went from a C, a D student to an A and B student. I'm graduating. I graduated elementary school with like a 3.0 maybe a 2.9. I graduated high school with a 3.8.
Yeah,
And
come on,
Jack.
That's what's up. So, something that's interesting about, what you guys are saying too is that I went to South Korea a few years ago and visited a friend who was teaching English over there. And a part of her lesson plan or the full basis of the lesson plan was music. And she was teaching language using music, using rap songs, using songs within pop culture, things like that. So I think that, from the rhythm, to just to how the words are said, like in the different patterns and things like that, I think that it just, for any level of learning, I believe that really helps us to grasp into things. I mean, even if you think about like the ABCs.
Yeah.
I mean, the ABCs is a song.
Yeah.
So it's really.
Can I say something? I do
Absolutely.
want to talk about how brilliant these students are. I want to talk about Bloom's technology. Yes, I'm giving you some educational terms.
Come on, man.
On top of Bloom's is creativity, is to create. And guess what they do? They create. They're already at the top of Bloom's. So that already lets us know what our brown students can do. It's not a deficit. They're already creators.
Yeah.
They create. They create TikToks every day. They are in the mirror putting on makeup. They are, like I said before, even though it's making noodles, they're creating their own recipe.
Yes.
They are at the top of Bloom's taxonomy. So they're already there. It's up to educators, it's up to parents, and us to use what they already know.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there. Bloom's taxonomy, they're already at the top.
No,
so.
absolutely. And Nyree, can you also speak to some of the pushback that you were getting from other people within the education system, and you know how you had to sort of navigate through that?
And I don't want to, and let me say this, because I want to shout out my principal who I had just started at the school, and he didn't know me. And so what I want to say is, in my mind, I just said, oh, he just doesn't know what I can do yet. And that's the same thing that we instill in these beautiful students that you see behind us. They just don't see what you can do yet. And so it was up to me to show what hip hop can do. And from there, what happened was, he said, we're moving you out of the classroom and we want you to teach the whole entire school.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to teach writing through hip hop to the whole entire school. And from there, because of some wonderful administrators in our district, they asked us to do a summer camp, and the summer camp just blew up. Is there pushback? Yes, there's pushback, but there's pushback because people just don't know yet.
Right.
And if it's a vision that you have, and if it's something that you want to do, you always have to put that yet at the end of it. They just can't see what it is yet.
Yeah.
Like T said, the vision is yours. The vision isn't given to everybody else.
Right.
The vision is given to the visionary, and the visionary has to carry it out. So that's what that's some of the pushback that we've had, just because people don't see the vision yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not for them to see.
Right. And how were some of your guys' parents' reaction to knowing like this new style of how you guys were learning, and you coming home and your homework is to write a rap song or something like that?
I would say my mom's reaction, I don't remember it blankly, but I remember her being like, oh, like, you want to rap? Like, she was like not skeptical about it, but she was like what's motivating you to do it, basically. And she wanted to get to like who's starting it, because it's like I would always run home, or run home because the school was right down the street from my house. Okay. But I would run home and basically be like, oh my gosh, Mom, my teacher, we listened to this song, or we took the lyrics out of this song and put it to this work. But like, she was just curious, I would say. But it's like she wasn't upset about it. She was more happy about it, because I would say as a kid, I wasn't really like one of the rowdy, loud talking. I mean, I was, but I wasn't like, it would be with certain people. And it was like, I would say ever since I did start being in this program, I'm a totally different person. Like, I'm more comfortable with being myself and more comfortable talking to other people than people that's not in my circle. Like, if you see me out in public, I might be giving a nice little mean mug, but no. Now if you see me in public, I'm just laughing. I'm the loudest one that you gonna see. You point me out in the crowd, it's me. And I would say it's definitely because of the program.
I feel like joining this group, my mama was proud of me because I found like a new motivation. Because even if I'm not in every single song in this group, I would go home and I would write my own lyrics just something to do, something productive for myself, something to get me out of the bed in the morning and night. And so I just feel like both of my parents were proud of me because I found something that I enjoyed, not just singing and rapping, but dancing too. I speak through my dancing and everything, and it's and it makes me feel, this group makes me feel special. It gives me motivation every night to get out my pen and my notepad and write some more lyrics.
That's what's up. Because I'm sure that, like, getting you guys like out of bed to go to school at a point in time might have been a drag, where now your parents are seeing you guys up a little early, motivated, and just a different spark. How would you guys say this affected your public speaking and being willing to, you know, speak more in front of people? I heard you mention, you know, just being a little more open to speaking to people, but how did it affect you guys in speaking in front of people and performing and things like that?
I would say before I started public speaking with this group, because I do a lot of public speaking, I started as an actor and a singer, and that was my way of being on the stage, but I never really talked on like informative points or political issues. And being in this group helped me find the data that I needed and apply it into words, and it just encouraged me more. Like before, I was super shy of being on stage alone and at a podium, but recently I just spoke at a a board meeting for our school system, and I mean, yes, I was shaken, but but I was still getting my point across about some issues that were going on, and this group just really motivated me and encouraged me to speak. And as an activist, I feel like public speaking is super, super important.
Absolutely.
To piggyback off of Love, I would say public speaking has helped me in this group, because at first when I joined, I was like, I don't know about that. But I am a singer also with Love, and I only mostly performed. I was never like, I'm gonna talk it out to other people. But no, I was never that person. But getting in this group had me open up about losing my father to gun violence, and it made me open up more about that and talk more about that and just help other people that have faced losing their parents and stuff like that. So I think picking back off of that, it helped me a lot. Like, it made me want to speak out a lot.
Also, to piggyback off Love and Anaya, I have a speech problem. So with me, it's like very hard and it's very difficult, because you know you're trying to say all the hard words, and the hard words just ain't coming out, you know. But working in this program and also with this group, it helps me a lot. Like, it helped me speak more confident, like, and make sure like I'm saying the right words. Like, you may hear me talk a lot, but big words, it ain't my thing. Like, it's just not my thing. Like, you hear me mess up all the time. But me, for talking to legislators about the Crown Act and just telling them about my truth and what I've been personally going through, it helped me a lot, and it made sure I was confident in what I was saying.
Absolutely. And like I said before, you know, we got the cameras rolling. You know, watching you guys, you know, through your social media platforms and on YouTube and things like that, it's inspiring, and I'm sure that you guys are inspiring a lot of your friends, even people that you don't know, just from, you know, what you're doing, what you guys are speaking about, the fact that you guys are stepping forward and using your voices to speak on things in a positive manner, things that a lot of people are going through, whether you're from the young generation or you're from, you know, my generation. And so you guys probably still don't even understand like how much you guys are inspiring so many people. So it's definitely great what you guys are doing.
And I do want to say that I do want people to know that where are some of y'all going? Where y'all going? Where you going?
Aren't y'all going to Germany?
For
sure.
Yes,
okay.
They're going to Berlin, Germany to speak.
Yes.
So we have to put that out there just to know. They're not going to perform. They're going to, what is it? Facilitate.
Yes.
We're not going to participate, we're going to facilitate.
Okay, I can dig that.
Thank you.
We wrote a song about it.
So speaking of that, let's talk about being invited to the EF Global Summit in Berlin, Germany.
Yes.
Bound to Berlin.
Yes.
Did you guys ever think that from, you know, you guys just expressing yourselves through music, through rap, through hip hop, that this would take you guys, what they say, across the pond, you know, across the world, to a whole nother country where you guys can speak on what you know, some of these things that you go through, like in your community?
You gonna say?
No,
okay.
no. I just want to preface it by saying T and I were just thinking last year when we were at the Hip Hop Can't Stop conference at Harvard University, that we were just thinking like, oh, I don't know what we're gonna do next year. You know, we didn't have a goal, and because of the Hip Hop Won't Stop conference, an individual who was working in that, who was a student, reached out and recommended us to the EF Global Summit. And so we found ourselves in what month was
February.
it? In February on a call, and they wanted us to write up a proposal, and then a month later, they were like, well, we want you all to come. And so we were just blown away. We were blown away, and we couldn't believe that our students were getting ready to have this platform, to be able to speak to 2,000 students worldwide about how they've used student voice to make change.
With hip hop, using hip hop, kids taking hip hop across the globe for activism and change.
Yes.
That's a game changer. That's the future.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we say all the time that our kids are not the future. Our kids are now.
Yes.
They're making change now. They are facilitating in Germany now. All we have to do is give them the platform and the resources, and they can go. And it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to go across the globe with these wonderful, brilliant children so they can show the world what they've done in their community in creating real change. I'm just so proud of them. So proud.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned your song Crown, which is an ode to black hair. And with this song, you guys have, touched people within, within like the government, and you guys have helped to, you guys have helped to pass legislation. Like, how did that movement, how did that form? How did that come about?
Okay, so it started off, the big kids made a song called Life in the Ville. And the littles, we was like, we want a song too, because it ain't fair they doing the song and we just sitting here. So Nene gathers up together, and Nene was like, okay, so what do y'all want to talk about? And like we just started talking about what we like about ourselves, like lashes, lip gloss. And it was like, oh, our hair, because, I always got to get the hair done. I always get the hair done. It's the top confidence, So that's so that really inspired us for real. And then but we had to go deeper into that. We had to do research because, lyrics to action, like where's the action in the lyrics? So then that's when we started talking to Jacory out there, right? Yeah, guys. We started talking to him and get his opinion about the Crown Act, and that's when he told us a little more deeper about what the Crown Act means, like what it really means for real. And that's when, let me tell y'all what it stands for. Crown stands for Creating a Respectful Open World for Natural Hair. Natural hair, indeed. So, yeah, that's how it started.
No,
and then, don't forget, we also went to Frankfurt, and we had a pep rally for getting the Crown Act passed, which we did, y'all. So we're very proud of our hard work.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a huge deal. You guys like tapping into, like I said, like government and legislation and things like that, and from hip hop, from rap, and from something where you guys are truly expressing, how you feel and what's important to you, because, what's important to you guys as the young generation, like T said, like you guys aren't the future, you guys are now, and those things need to be addressed, and people need to listen.
And they were actually able to work with Jacory Arthur and our mayor at the time, Mayor Fisher, who signed the ordinance in Louisville. And I don't know if you know much about Kentucky politics, but them being able to work with Miss Attica Scott at the time and Senator Whitney Westerfield, who was a Republican, to even put legislation out there for the Crown Act in Kentucky was a big, was huge. Even though it didn't pass the state, the fact that it was still heard on the floor is a big, is big for what these youth were able to do. So just them using their voice and being able to create a catchy song about their hair, and in one of the lyrics, what do you say, D'Angela? If you touch my what?
Touch my hair, you gon' get slapped.
So them being able to use their music and tell their story in their own unique way is really what we're about.
No, for sure. And in 2024, you guys had a viral hit with "Where My Bus At." Now, what type of message were you guys sending with that song? Like,
We have two of the
how
writers
did that come
on
about?
there too. Yeah.
Okay, so the message, what was going on in our city and our school system was busing issues. We had a lack of bus drivers, they weren't getting paid enough, and due to that, we didn't have any bus routes, and students had to, magnet schools got no busing. And as a magnet school student, youth performing arts school, I'm out of there though. As a magnet school student, that rode the bus every school year, it was going to be difficult to find busing, and we got to talk with the littles, the little people, the young group, with our group, and we were talking about what issues they would like to combat, and that was one of them, busing issues, because we have a lot of students that are also in the magnet schooling. So just being able to talk about something that's directly affecting them was super inspiring for them and for people across the globe, because not only was our song viral in Kentucky, it was viral across the nation.
Wow.
And speaking of that, I actually was affected by the busing issue that was going on. I didn't have a bus. Well, me and my cousins, we went to a school like farther out from where we live, so they stopped like busing where we was for a few months. But we ended up getting used to riding the Torque. That's what we ride down in Louisville. So it was a very great opportunity, and it was fun working with the littles on this song. They was lit. Okay, they was lit.
Yeah.
And also, it's good to work with people that's younger than you, because they teach you some as well as you're teaching them. So even though sometimes they didn't want to say what we was telling them what to say, they was still going along with it. One thing about Nene, if you don't know the data, you cannot sit and write about it. So it was good teaching them from what we was learning from her. So.
No, for real. Each one teach one. You know,
Yeah.
That's super important. Like we all can learn from each other. You know, I've been, you know, that's been my motto through my life, through my career. You know, I was always a young person teaching like the OGs, and then as I came into my OGism, I started, you know, I kept young people around me as well, so that I could continue to learn and, you know, always a student of the game with it. Can you guys talk to us about Rap School and the collaboration that you guys did with the Louisville Orchestra?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, it was definitely it was different because I've never worked with no orchestra. I never rapped with no like orchestra type beat or anything. So I don't know. It was I thought it was gonna be hard actually, but it was very fun. Teddy, he's a great guy to work with, and he helped us through Rap School the whole time. Rap School is very fun. I love Rap School.
And just a little bit more background information on that program. So Louisville Orchestra Rap School is a collaboration we have with the Louisville Orchestra and their conductor, Teddy Abrams, where our organization is allowed to go into JCPS schools and choose 12 students to perform and rap with the Louisville Orchestra for a concert series called the Making Music Concert Series. So our kids, the Real Young Prodigys, they were part of the first group of kids that were able to rap with the Louisville Orchestra. So they were founding members of the rap school, and they became mentors. They're mentors now. So the new students, the 12 new students that come in every year, they mentor those students and teach them how to perform, teach them how to write the raps, and get them prepared for that concert in March. But that's a wonderful, wonderful platform that we have with the Louisville Orchestra, and we're so excited because it's growing every year. Matter of fact, Jack Harlow, who is from Louisville, he is sponsoring Louisville Orchestra Rap School in the 25 26th season. So we want to shout out the Jack Harlow Foundation for stepping up and supporting kids as they, have a platform to where they can rap along with live instrumentation, which gives them another level of skill set. So it's just a wonderful opportunity for kids to be expressive and gain more skills. So we're just so proud of that collaboration. So proud.
Absolutely. And we're seeing, some of our favorite artists, Young Jeezy perform, with an orchestra.
Yes.
T.I. perform with an orchestra. So, we're seeing like some of our favorite artists, some of our most prestigious artists. And then we've got, the young Prodigy, the Real Young Prodigys performing with the orchestra. Come on, like you guys are in that light.
Yes.
Can you guys speak to like some of the workshops also within rap school, like the storytelling and lyric writing and rhythm and flow, social justice and activism? Like, can you guys speak on some of that?
So I would say the two that they're not here right now, but it's other two. I know our last rap school thing that we did, we also have a chance to work with Teddy with the beat and making and writing and actually writing what the orchestra is going to play. So shout out to Orrin Hatchett and Kamari. They had worked with the orchestra. They went to the studio and got to work with different instruments and stuff like that. So that's another thing to add on to the rap school. Like, we don't just rap with the orchestra, but we also get to work behind the scenes in the studio with them.
And create the beat, and that's what they were able to do. What I will say about the workshops that students participate in is that Antonio, what he is able to do is that he goes into these 12 schools that we are in, and he is able, along with some of the students who are teaching, they are working with the students to create the lyrics. They are working with Yanaya, who just spoke, and Jariah. They worked with kids on how to perform, where you should be, where your eyes should be as you're performing. So it's bigger. Some people say, oh, they're just a rap group. No, it's bigger than that. So we're using all aspects of hip hop to make these students well-rounded. Yes. That they can control a stage. If you can control a stage, guess what? You can control a boardroom.
Absolutely.
If you can control a stage, you can be the world's greatest teacher. So controlling the stage is an avenue for students, for especially our students, our black students, to be able to showcase what they have in the boardroom, in the classroom, and transform that information into other spaces.
Absolutely. How would you say partnering with the Louisville Orchestra helped to expand the creative process and creative vision, of HHN to
I would say that it expands our students' plateau as far as at how they create. They can do different genres of music. Shows that, okay, if I can rap over a trap beat, but rapping over a live instrumentation is totally different, right? So it gives them the different skill sets. So they use those skill sets because they can actually, if you can rap with an orchestra, you can rap with a live band now. And it's different from rapping to a track.
Right.
So they can do all those things now. So it just expands their artistry, and the platform is really, it's true creative development. True creative development, artist development is what it is. And it makes, like Nyree said, it makes them more well-rounded as artists, so they can create and perform in any space. So it helps them grow as an artist.
I love what you just said right there, because I've been speaking a lot lately about why we've been seeing many younger artists, newer artists who've been having to cancel some of their tours. But then we're seeing a lot of the legacy artists where their tours are selling out. And the biggest aspect of that I see is artist development is missing. So many artists nowadays, blow up off of TikTok or a song going viral in a certain way that they may go and perform but not even be ready to perform. A lot of artists are just rapping over their lyrics and don't even understand like having a TV track or a performance track where it's just your ad libs and you're rapping in between it. So to what you're talking about, you guys are developing these artists into being even stronger, more mainstay artists as they develop even more.
Absolutely. They have to take writing workshops, and then we have choreographers that they work with as well. They have vocal coaches that they work with. So it's just all around that they're learning every aspect of performing, every aspect of songwriting, every aspect of being an artist. Because they even have a wardrobe person that they work with that shows them what your look needs to be like when you're out on stage. You know, you just can't look average.
Yeah.
You know, you got to stand out. You got to look like a star. So just every aspect of that, what Barry Gordy called that assembly line, right? That's what we're creating in this structure. And these kids are learning it, and they're teaching it to the younger generations that's coming up. That's what I love about this most. So they'll be the next CEOs coming up.
Absolutely.
They'll be the next leaders. They'll be the next executives that's ushering in the new genre of music, or the new wave of music that's coming in that'll be true artists.
Absolutely. Because it makes me think about, like when some of the students here and end up going to some of these music schools, and some of these different some of these different institutions, in terms of music, and just how much more developed they'll even be than some of their peers because of the exactly. Let me ask you this: what are some of the challenges that come with helping young people tackle real world issues?
I'm gonna not read
Do any of y'all want to say?
The challenges?
There's many challenges. I think they can speak on it. I know one challenge is whether or not some audience want to hear what they have to say. That sometimes it's their peers may reject what it is they're saying because they're saying something that is positive and it's not degrading. It's talking about real issues. So I think if they would want to speak on that, what are some of the issues that they've faced, but they've still persevered is what I want to say, because look at them right now, they're here.
Yep.
So there's been issues. Does anyone want to talk about that?
The backlash?
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my generation. They do not like stuff that's uncomfortable. I'm not saying like we make them uncomfortable or anything. They just like to stick to what they know. They don't like to try new things or hear new things out. But I would say some of the backlash that we've been through, I'm not gonna say like the specific moment, but I had a performance that I had to do at my school, and I had to do it, and it was like I didn't really, when I was on the stage, I wasn't really paying attention to it, and I was hyped. I was fine. I loved it. I loved every moment, but it was like, I don't know, the next day or the night of, I go on TikTok and I see a video of us performing, and it was like crickets behind us, like the sound of the crickets. And then, mind you, it was my part, so I was like, hold on. I was like, hold on, I got a little emotional because I was like, hold on, I thought I ate it up. But I guess so. I was like, you know what? I don't know. I was kind of like, I was trying to brush it off, but it was like, it just kept replaying. And I was just so upset because I was like, I know what I can do and I know I did good. Why doesn't everybody like it? And then that's one thing I had to realize. Not everybody's going to like what you do, but that should not matter to you.
Right.
Yeah. You should keep doing what you love doing. You should keep doing what makes you happy, because the only person you should really be making happy is yourself. And after that, I really took it up on the chin, because it's like, it stuck to me. Ever since I performed that day at school, now I go around school and all I hear is, Nay Breezy, Nay Breezy. I'm not going to be ashamed. I'll be like, stop. Nah, that's me. That's me. I'm not ashamed or anything. But it's like, with the backlash, it's not just in school. It could be anywhere. It could be at a performance. You perform and you see the crowds that doesn't matter. They just not understanding what you're doing. And that's perfectly fine. It's not meant for everybody to understand. It's for the ones that want to know, they want to know.
Absolutely. And one thing that go ahead.
Another thing on that is, as young people in this industry, you have to like go in between. You have to like show the audience that you're not just cute. You're not just on stage performing because you like to. Especially in what we're doing, we have motion behind what we're saying. We have policies that we want to change, and it's hard when you're being looked at as like, oh, you're such a cute little kid, look at them performing. So just, that's one thing. Since I've been in part of like the performance world since the 6th grade, and you see that some people like you just because you're up there dance and do your little thing, and you prove that you're not just cute by changing policies. You prove that you're not just up there doing your little thing by making moves, making motion, going to Germany. Like, that's us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one thing that I've learned and that I've analyzed is that the person that is willing and has the courage to step out front, use their voice, or take a chance, be a visionary, you're always going to be criticized, no matter what. And most of the time it's by people who don't have the courage to actually, do what you're doing. Exactly. So if you can, get past that and, not look at the comments, not pay attention to, what people have to say, and just focus on like what she just said, focus on you, focus on your greatness, then you'll continue to be great, and just knowing that, hey, somebody's always gonna have something to say. But it just is what it is.
I wanna ask Jariah, just because he, for the longest, was the only young man in our group. And that's not easy. For a long time, he was the only, surrounded by all these beautiful girls, he was the only young man to step up and be part of it. So even in that sense.
Yeah, being in the group for as long as I have and being the only boy, it comes from a lot of males in my generation always asking, why are you still in this group? It just looks like it's a group for girls. Why are you still up there rapping and hanging out with all of them? Just do something else. And I'm like, nah, it's what I want to do. I want to rap. It's not a group just for girls. It's a group for everybody. And one thing that I've realized is that a lot of boys they're scared. They're scared to actually rap and do something publicly. And everybody wants to be a follower. Whatever the trend is, everybody wants to do it. Yeah. It don't take nothing but one person that everybody likes to be like, oh, that's lame. Then you might not even think it's lame, but just because they said it, now you saying it's lame. Yeah. And everybody just be like, Jariah, just leave, quit the groove. It's not for you, gang. I'm like, nah, it's for me. It's for you too. Like, I know a lot of people a lot of boys that could rap, that they want to rap, but they're scared. They ain't got the confidence to do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely a lot of followers, a lot of people, when they see your motion, are gonna wanna, come step in, or, when all the hard work's done, then, everybody comes around. Well, I believed in it from the beginning.
Yeah, we on off the porch now, what?
That's what I'm talking about. Now, Nyree and T, let me ask you guys, what's one lesson that you've learned from the students that have changed, how you guys lead?
I have a mic. I think one lesson I've learned is that I'll take, and I hope I'm not embarrassing this beautiful brown baby right here. In the beginning, I used to be so hard on them. Like, she used to wear this headband, and well, she's beautiful. She used to wear this headband, and I used to be like, you gotta take the headband off. You gotta take it off. You gotta take it off. You gotta take it off. And then the more I thought about it, it's like, why am I telling her to take her headband off? If she likes the headband, wear the headband. And so it took me to realize that, it's a new generation of students, it's a new generation of kids, and that what was taught to me when I was younger is not them. And so I need to let them be who they are. And so one day we were talking, weren't we? And I was like, yeah, I think I've changed, because now if a student wants to wear a headband or whatever, if they want to be who they are, who am I to tell them that they can't?
Yeah.
Just because I'm used to, well, you all have to wear this or you have to do this. No, if she came to me and said, I'm gonna wear my headband, I'm like, okay, wear your headband, girl, you're fine. So that's one lesson I learned. Let them be who they are.
No,
Let
for
them be
sure.
who they are.
And I think a lot of times we learn too that, some of the things that our parents and grandparents taught us, even though they meant well, some of it, came from a sort of restricted mindset. And so, even though they might have meant well, some of those things that they tried to instill in us and tried to teach us maybe was holding us back from expressing ourselves in a certain way, because in their time, expressing yourself in a certain way just wasn't accepted. You know, so that's beautiful that you've been able to, learn that. And again, it's each one teach one.
Yeah, but look how beautiful she is.
That builds confidence too, like, especially. That builds confidence too, like, even when she did, like, cause she was on me bad by my headband, no cap, like, she was on me. But when she had started to let up and I started to, like, gain more self-love for myself, I got to show that to other people. And working with the students from, wasn't we with Someone Sees It with Faith or something like that? Yeah, it was with them. We was working with them, and, like, it was some girls in there and they was talking about themselves, and I could share my story from how she, like, respected and she loved me. I loved on them the same way.
And I think the biggest lesson I've learned from working with these beautiful, what I call my babies, I call them my babies, is that, that old saying that we used to hear when we was growing up, stay in a kid's place, that has been embedded in generations, and that needed to be undone in me to be able to work with them, because there's a lot of times where it was their idea. Most of the time, it's their idea. It's their flip. It's their swag that's actually leading the way for creativity. So just having to unlearn that when you say stay in a child's place, what does that really mean? And kind of like what you said to what you're saying, that's actually blocking them from being the greatest example of what they can be. And it's blocking their potential. So just letting go of that old saying of, keep them in a place. I really learned that. I learned that does not even exist in the world of creativity and change. So just changing my mindset and letting them be the leaders and letting them lead. And that is really why we've been so successful with what we do, because we allow them to lead, because they're the leaders in this.
Absolutely.
Again, they are now.
Yes, absolutely. And to the young people on the porch, what would you say is one of the biggest life lessons that you've learned, from being a part of Hip Hop Into Learning and, all of these great, amazing moves that you guys have been making?
I say just because you have a disability don't mean anything. Like, don't let that stop you. Because I was so afraid because of what I have, and then right here's nose, because I'm not used to talking about what I've been through, my personal life. And I feel like what I have I feel like it was going to stop me, but it didn't. Because now I can speak well, I'm still here. And just don't let that stop you. Like, just think, like, all the people out there, like, staying out there seeing you, like, oh, so she has a disability, so I could be her.
Absolutely.
One of the life lessons I learned is to speak up for yourself and don't shy away, because all my life I feel like I've been a shy person, but when I'm around people I'm comfortable with, I'm loud. Like, you will not hear me stop talking, because that's who I known them as family. Like, that's, and so I feel like my sister told me, she was like, you'll never know that, like, you should speak up, because you'll never know if they'll want to hear what you have to say or not. But there's only one way to find out, because I've never had to speak up like this all my life. All my life I've been quiet. I never had to, I never knew people needed to hear what I had to say. So knowing that there's a purpose in this group, and knowing that people need you, and knowing that people are being affected by you not speaking up, that motivated me to be like, I should do this. I don't want people
Come through.
I don't want people to hurt no more. So, yeah.
A life lesson. I've learned a few life lessons, but I feel like my main one is keep going. No matter what, just keep going. There was plenty of times where I wanted to just stop or I just wanted to give up, but it was like I always had something to look for. Like I could be like, I just need a break. Here come Nene RT. Hey, we got a performance. Let's get ready. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. You know what? Let me go ahead and keep going. Or hey, we got a meeting here. I expect to see you here. Of course, I'm gonna keep going. It's like there's times where people might want to give up and they just want to stop and like just be. Like, let's just say, in their room all day, not wanting to do anything, and just feeling like, just shying away from the world, like she said. But it's like, don't shy away from the world. That's only gonna make it worse if you shy yourself away. Be involved. Get into stuff that you know you don't like. Don't force yourself to like it, but start using your abilities. You could have so many abilities that you never knew unless you try new things. Try to do new things. My third grade self, if my third grade self was sitting right here right now, I don't know. It's like two totally different people. You gotta let opportunities come your way. Don't block your blessings.
Absolutely. And I'll be real with all you guys and share something that you just expressed or something that you just said. So, I told you guys my story when you guys walked in, but as of maybe like 2 years ago, like I was a person who was really more behind the scenes and didn't speak on like what I've done. And I just learned maybe 2 years ago that from my therapist that it's a duty for me to step out in front and talk and talk about my experiences and some of the great things that I've been blessed to do and people and companies and things that I've been able to impact. So for you guys, as young as you are, to be learning those things, it's amazing. It's amazing. So again, for sure. And that's why I say it's each one teach one. You know what I mean? Because you never know like how even somebody younger than you can inspire you to, step out more and do great things. So I just give you guys a big shout out. Like you guys are doing some amazing things.
Said, I am very, Nate and Monty, I am very shy, so y'all won't see me talk as much, but like being with them, they actually brought me out, because I'm never the type to like just go up to a person and be all hype and stuff. I'm always that laid back, chill girl, like just trying to vibe and scope everything out, you feel me? But being around them, I love it, and it's very much a vibe.
That's what's up. And so one last thing that I also wanted to touch on is the fact that your guys' music also is not only rap. You guys have My Disguise, which is an R&B track. And that was a very touching song. And then Golden, which is
Genesis.
So, and that's an amazing song, which is an Afrobeats vibe, kind of meets a ballad, like it's So I just want to tap into the fact that you guys are touching all aspects of Black culture and music and bringing that to the forefront.
And real quick. And yes, we do got a country song on the way.
Yeah.
We do got a country song on the way. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. We're not a monolith, right? As Black folks, we like a lot of things, and so that's what we are, and that's what Hip Hop into Learning is. It's learning. It's using all aspects of music. Hip hop is a culture. It's not just rap. So us using the culture, and shout out to Clean Energy Culture, that we were able to have a partnership with and to work with here in Atlanta. We just understand what the culture can do. It's all about the culture, what we can do using the culture.
Yes. And what legacy do you want hip hop into learning and the Real Young Prodigys to leave behind in Louisville and beyond?
That is a good question.
No.
It's a good question.
Oh, I have to. You want to go? You want to take it? I don't. Okay, what you got, love?
Okay. This is for the youth. Don't be intimidated in spaces where it's dominantly adults. As T said, we are omitting the saying "stay in a child's place" because we were in the Frankfurt. We were in our state capital. People would have thought that was never our place to be in. But look at us. We're changing policies. We're getting stuff done because it is our place. If we want to see change, it is our place.
I'm going to touch on something really quick. To all the youth out there, your voice matters. One thing that T and Nene always told us is that our opinions are valid. Every time we do something, they ask us for our thoughts. They ask us for our opinions before they make any decisions. They ask us for what we think. And also to touch on to that, you got to have an ultra ego. You can be like me. I'm Jiraiya, of course. I'm chill, laid back. I'm quiet. I got anxiety. I ain't in no business. But out in public, I'm Juju. You won't know the real me unless you really get to know me. To the public, I'm Juju to everybody. So I'm outgoing. I'm talkative. I'm hey, how you doing? Oh, how you been? I'm really feel me. But you got to be able to code switch. You got to learn that really quick at a young age. You can be you. You can be your real self. But when you go out there, you're gonna block your blessings if you're just too scared to go approach somebody. Because who knows? The person you approach might put you on to something bigger than what you never thought you would be at. Like the Real Young Prodigys. We done talked to so many people that if we didn't take the chance and go speak up to them, we wouldn't be in the places and the situations we are right now. And it's all thanks to Nene and T for giving us that confidence and teaching us at a young age to do what we do.
I would say what the legacy of this that I really feel truly in my heart. I truly feel that we are birthing the next generation of leaders that will lead not only this nation but lead the world in changing the world to love. I believe we are birthing the next Barack Obama. I believe we are birthing the next Maya Angelou. I believe this program is birthing the next John Lewis. I believe this program is birthing the next Michael Jackson. It's you know, the next James Baldwin. It can come from this. But it's the new generation of leaders that will lead and will truly change the world. And that's what this is about. This platform is about creating leaders in the world that are not scared to make change and to make this world a better place to live in. And I see it every day when I work with these kids. And I get emotional because just to see some of these kids and where they've come from and the lives that they've changed and how they've changed myself and my Nyree's lives, it's just amazing. And it's just a blessing. And I know through this, what me and Nyree both have found, we have truly found our purpose through these kids. So it's beautiful. And we know that they will live on this legacy. And they will take, there'll be a day where me and Nyree can't do this anymore. And I'm confident that among them, they will take this ship and they will make sure they keep sailing for years to come. So that is the true blessing. That is the true legacy, that what we're doing right now, it will continue for generations.
Yes, absolutely. And what else you guys working on that's coming up that you're excited about?
Well, I thought Germany. We are getting ready. They're getting ready to work on a remake of "This Is for My Homies," a song about the grief of gun violence. We have 3 songs that are going to be coming out about substance abuse and that we're going to be working on through camp. We're in the process of having tryouts. We're in the process of bringing up the younger generation. We're in the process of getting ready to talk to our graduates and talk to them on what it is that we're going to do next, because we've never had graduates, 7 graduates at that we've had to find, well, what is their next and where do they see themselves going? you know, because we really don't want to let go. You know, so it's really just really planning and seeing what the future holds for us. That's really, and just being open to what the future is gonna bring to us, being open.
Right. No, that's what's up. And before we wrap this up, can I have everybody pass the mic around and introduce yourselves? Should have did this in the beginning, but hey, nothing's perfect.
Make it good, too, make it good.
Hi, my name is D'Angela. I go by Red. What's up, y'all? It's Andre, but I go by Nate Breezy.
What's up, y'all? My name is Mamizi Amaya, repping the Big 502. Hello.
Hello. Oh, do it again.
My name is Imani.
Hello. My name is Love Eden, and you can call me Love Eden.
Hey guys, my name is Amani, the baddest.
Hey y'all, my name is Yanaya, but they say Y-A-N-I-Y-A.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jariah, aka Juju. Stay focused, stay out the way, and stay sucker free.
That's what I'm talking about. And do you guys have any shout outs that you want to give before we get out of here?
Shout out to American Deli. Y'all chicken fire.
I want to shout out my job, Southern Hospitality, because I just love y'all so much, and working with them, facts, they let me get off work, because baby, they don't let me off work for nothing, but they let me get off work for this, so yeah.
I want to shout out to my family. I miss y'all so much, man. Like, so much.
A huge shout out to my family, my mom and my aunt, and everybody else. Thank y'all for pushing me to keep going. I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna make y'all proud.
I want to shout out my mommy and all my family. I love you guys.
I want to shout out my family and my mom, my heart for real, and just thank you everybody who pushed me.
I want to shout out to also my mom and also my dad. Rest in peace.
I know I already gave my shout out, but hear me out for a second, right? Shout out to all my loved ones, but most importantly, shout out to the men up above.
Amen.
Because without you, we wouldn't be here.
Can we get our two members that's off camera? Can we get them to come in real quick?
Absolutely.
Trent and Genesis.
Let's shout out Genesis and Trent.
Real quick. Absolutely.
I was about to win.
Come on over.
I just want them to get some of this love too. Yeah, absolutely.
Scoot on in. Yep.
Be patient.
Yes, you may.
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yes, with the bangers.
We only make bangers, guys.
I could do an ASMR channel with this mic.
We're going to need y'all to stand up. The two people that came in.
Scoot on up. Go on the stand. Beep.
Just kind of stand in the middle a little bit and just say what's up right quick.
Station. Woo! Yes.
And Genesis actually spoke at the Department of Justice.
Yep.
And what year was that, Nyree?
It was last year.
Last year.
In
Yeah, last year. She
2024,
spoke at the Department of Justice.
Yes, on how music is used to inspire change, using hip hop to inspire change. So yes, she had the whole Department of Justice singing "Crown," and what was the other song? She had them.
Pull up.
She just had them singing. Yes.
Our last shout out shout out to our supporters. Thank
Yes,
y'all
we
so
love
much.
y'all. Mwah.
All of this couldn't happen without y'all, so thank y'all so much, and we love y'all.
Absolutely. Hip hop into learning, the Real Young Prodigys. Appreciate y'all pulling up.
Yeah. We on the porch.